What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 6 of our Curse of Strahd build. We're doing week 2 of the Death House, and I am Greg. This is Tales from the Pythian. We have a little bit different of a camera setup. I had to rearrange the desk, so you're not here to look at me anyway. You're here to look at the prep. So level 2 of the Death House. We've already done level 1. We did that last week. We went through it. It went very well. We started off at the very beginning. If this is the first video you're seeing, we started at the very beginning. We done the Gates of Barovia. We've done Davlin's Corpse. We had a little poll as to whether we do, the Village of Barovia proper or the Death House 1. So here we are. We did level 1. It went very well, I think. Level 2 should be a little bit faster. A couple of things that we're going to add into our build this week. We're going to add a module called Magic Items, and we're going to add a module called Lock and Key. Lock and Key, we're going to come back to next week because we're really not going to get to the key portion until next week. But we'll do a little preamble to it. But magic items we are gonna use today. So let's get that part out of the way, right? Let's get the modules installed. So go down to the manage modules, go to the inactives, and we're just gonna scroll down and find lock and key and find magic items. Should be shortly under it. There we go. And we'll get those added in. Should only take just a second. So magic items, if you've not ever played around with that module, is a very cool module. It adds a tab onto items that is basically a magic tab. Allows you to tell if the item is magical. Excuse me. It allows you to pass effects to the actor. If you have, say, like a spell, like a spell scroll, which is what we'll deal with today, on that tab you can drag the spell to the item and it will transfer that ability onto the character sheet, right? So it'll take when we get there, I'll babble about it. Let me not babble about it twice, right? All right, so Barovia, let's go to Durst Manor, and we're gonna go up to the second floor. All right, so again, as a reminder, we are doing a little bit of a blend here. We are doing some rules as written and also Dragnacarta. So there will be some Dragnacarta kind of heavy influence on this floor. So when we get up to the second floor in the upper hall here, there's really not a lot going on. The only thing that is going on is this image or this painting, a family portrait of the Durst family that has, Elizabeth Durst, Rosvalda, Thornton, the whole crew. I'm actually looking right here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So if you'll remember when we were doing the first floor, I had mentioned that Dragnacarta recommends taking the portrait and putting that downstairs and eliminating the longsword, but I wanted to have the longsword downstairs because in the prep for this particular build, I used Pyram King's Gates of Barovia module, and so we completely robbed our players blind and they don't have anything, so it was kind of a mechanism to give their armor back to them. So moving along, get back up to the second floor for my notes over here. All right, so we have a servant's room, which is room 7 right here, and there is a basket that is in that room. So under the actors here, under level 2, I've already made this basket. So, oh, look at that. The basket is an item pile. Let's see, copy that URL. Sorry about that. I tried to have this all done before. There we go. All right, so we have a basket. And when we deal with Dragnacarta's kind of rework of this area, in the servant's room, there is a basket that contains a man's laundry, and it's over here by this dumbwaiter. And inside of it are going to be some items that kind of, again, foreshadow what's going on with the story of the Durst house. So we will have some neckties, we will have some pants, we will have some stockings, a suit, tunic. These are all men's clothes except for a slip, right? And that is going to absolutely give us a little foreshadowing in this place. So the story of the Durst house is that Gustav Durst is maybe having some dalliances with the maid, perhaps, that he should not be having. And we're going to see that kind of come to the forefront. Let's see. Let's make the basket just a smidge bigger. We'll just angle it, and we'll just stick it in the corner. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so we have the basket. And that's really all that's going on there. The conservatory. Now this place, I'm trying to figure out how to do something a little more with than what I have ready to prep with this, but I'm not sure how I want to go about it yet. So we might well be revisiting the conservatory before we leave Death House. Okay. But let's see what we got going on. So here we have the harpsichord, and upon investigating the room, the player characters find that one of the keys of the harpsichord is permanently down. And if they investigate the why to that, they find that inside of it, holding the hammer down, is a rolled up piece of parchment that contains a waltz, a musical waltz. And that is Clara's waltz. And then of course they have the option to play it, which is where I think I want to do a little bit more, but I'm not sure how. So again, I made a harpsichord. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bump the size up, and then we're going to mess with the angle real quick. Oops, not targeting. Let's see, the appearance, the identity. Here we go. Let's see. I think 333. Nope. 329. 328. I think that might get us close enough right there. So we'll update that token, and then we'll make it larger. So we're off just still a little bit. So we're going to come back into the token. We'll make it a 327. I think 6. We're gonna go with 326. I think. There we go. And now we'll bring it up to size. I think that's got us what we need. And then we're just gonna put it. We're gonna put it right over top of the beautiful harpsichord that Ben has in here. I only am covering this up because I need it to be an item pile. I think just a smidge bigger. There we go. That looks pretty good. What do you guys think? I thought you'd like it. All right. Pop open the item pile, and we have the item that goes into it. We have Clara's waltz. Okay. So we prepared the item. We just put this cool little, it actually says Clara's waltz, little piece of art on there. Gave a little description. So now it's in there. We're going to update it. We're going to leave it. So now that now they can, find that. And again, I really want to figure out something to do where if they do choose to play it, that I have something, happen. Not sure what that's going to be yet. If you have an idea, guys, if you have an idea what we should try to do, you should throw that down in the comments, right? Because I'm all for going for it, I mean, maybe we even get together and stream and brainstorm on it. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's the conservatory. So what does happen in the conservatory when they play it is that basically apparitions appear. Elizabeth Durst watching Gustav and Clara dancing. You can tell she's getting jealous. These sorts of things are going on, and boo, evil stuff. They disappear. I'm not going to get too detailed in case players watch. If you're a player, you shouldn't be watching, but yeah, so there you go. So let's talk about the library. So the library has a few things going on. So first of all, again, we have to do a little override here. We need a desk. So again, I kind of pre-prepped a desk. So we'll bring it in, we'll get it rotated and get it sized up. Looks like the rotation is going to need to be tweaked ever so slightly. Let's see if we can get it corner to corner so we can judge it better. And we will say it's going to be let's call it 298 and see what that looks like. Okay, we'll call it 295. That ought to be it. 295. 296 for the win, guys. 296 for the win. That's it. That's the one. All right, so we're going to update that. And then we're going to realize that we've got it backwards. So we're going to spin it around. And we're going to take 2. Yeah, here we go. All right. So 120. So try 115. 115, 116 gets it. There we go. 116. All right. And we're just going to put it right in front of the chair. And we have the item pile for the desk. And in the desk is a handwritten note. And that note is from Clara to the Durst family. Right? So I have the note in here in the item so that we can open it up and they can read it. Little parchment and all that stuff. So we'll drop that in there. Handwritten note. And we'll update that. Then we'll leave it. There are also receipts for candles, daggers, and incense in here, which we will tell them that they find those things. I'm not going to create them. All right, if they search the room on a DC 15, they see flickering light coming from underneath the secret door, which Ben has already set up for us here. Right, which is awesome. However, it's a 2-stage door. When this opens, it's supposed to still be locked, and it needs the amber pendant of Elizabeth Durst to unlock. This is where lock and key comes in. So that pendant's found on the 3rd floor in the master suite. So when we do the 3rd floor video, we'll talk about how we create a key that works with lock and key. We'll set this door up to be locked with that, for that particular key, and then we'll demonstrate how it works. I did this with a Fandelver video I did. So if you don't want to wait for the next video, you can always go check that one out. It's the one where we're prepping the Red Brand hideout. We have to do the jail, the little prison cells. So anyway, so we have the secret door, and then behind the secret door, we have a small hidden room that is packed full of stuff. So we have this chest and we have a skeleton. The skeleton has been killed by a poison needle trap that does not exist anymore. So we have the chest, which is going to be open. So we're just going to size this guy up and put it in here. This one doesn't look as good, which kind of sucks, but it'll get the job done. There we go. Right, like I said, it's open. And then in said chest, we are going to have some stuff. So we will have items. We will have a sinister letter. So this is the letter that Strahd wrote, slightly altered for Dragnacarta's rewrite there. So a sinister letter. We're also going to have, per the rules as written, some spell scrolls. So let's look at some spell scrolls. So I had prepared a spell scroll of bless, right? So all I do when I create these is I say bring in the first level spell scroll from the D&D Beyond items, and I just changed the name to bless. And then I put the text of the how does it work of the spell into it, right? So you bless up to 3 creatures of your choice within range. I don't do all the I don't put all the information for range and casting time and all that in here. Likely they're gonna know it, or they can look it up real quick on their D&D Beyond. At any rate, you'll notice we have this new tab, magic items, okay, or magic item. So if I go to this tab, is a magic item? Yes, it is. Activation options. It needs to be equipped. Max number of charges. It's 1 right here on the item. We're gonna always destroy it, just destroy it once it's used, and then it's not going to be rechargeable. Sorting mode is going to be by level. That's fine. And then you see right here it says drag spells and feats here. So all I'm going to do now is go to D&D Beyond, go to my spells. I'll find bless. Here it is. I'm going to just make sure that everything looks good with it, which it does. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag it in. And so now when I put this scroll into a character's inventory, then I should see that they have a scroll with the bless spell on it in their spell list, right? So let's see if we can do the demonstration. Let's create a player character, call him a test character. I can't spell. T-E-S-T. That's test. Create that actor. Here we go. Bounce back over to the item. Drop the bless onto them. Let's check the inventory. There it is. Let's check the spells. Oh, magic items total 1, active 0, because it's not equipped, right? We told it had to be equipped. So let's equip it. Let's check the spells. There it is. Spell scroll bless, right? So now they can use that scroll anytime they want to. And then the same thing is going to work for the scroll of protection and the scroll of spiritual weapon, except for those are level 2, right? So spell scroll bless. Let's go to the magic item. Let's find the scroll of protection against poison, and let's we gotta tell it it is magical. Let me flip this up. It is magical. It has to be equipped. It has 1 charge. It will always get destroyed when it uses that charge. It's protection from poison. It's level 2. We're good to go. Drag and drop that in there, and then spiritual weapon. Same deal. Magic item. Equipped. 1. Always destroy. Spiritual weapon. Close. Bingo. All right. So 3 scrolls. Now, 3 scrolls and a letter, and then in rules as written, we also have the deeds. There's like a deed to the windmill, and Dragnacarta suggests, I'll read you actually what he says about that secret room. He says, design note removing the deed. Players who find the deed to Old Bow Grinder in the secret chest often come to the mistaken conclusion that looting the deed makes them the new owner of the mill. Such players are likely, as a result, to attempt to explore the windmill during into the valley, Area C, triggering a conflict with you know what, and through no fault of their own, a likely TPK. This is true. I had a group that I ran Curse of Strahd for in person, and that very thing happened when we did Death House. So I am going to not include the deed. It really is mostly just a pointer to the windmill, but there is so much windmill imagery in the Death House already. You know, there's on the sword, on the shield that they're likely to pick up. You know, in the pictures, just like there's a seal, like a wooden seal that has the family crest of the windmill for sealing wax on letters and stuff. It's all in here. So I feel like omitting the deed per the recommendation of Dragnacarta, that it doesn't hurt anything. And hell, it might not even deter them even from going straight away to the windmill when they see it. You never know. So, but that's going to be it for there. So we're going to update that item pile and we're going to leave it. All right. So we have the desk, we have the magic items, we have the chests. So that's 6, that's 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And ladies and gentlemen, I mean, can you believe it? We might actually have a short video this week. So next week we will absolutely do level 3. That will be a little bit more involved. And we'll be prepping up to go down to the basement. Like I said, we'll also come back down to level 2 to kind of pair up the lock and the key, right? So we're going to create the key upstairs and then we'll come down here and do the whole thing, put it all together. So anyway, Death House Part 2, we're going to try to keep it to 4 parts. So be looking out for the next video. And then we'll start talking about where we're going to go after the Death House, right? If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. If you found the video useful, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. I'm Greg. This is Tales from the Pythian, and I'll check all of you guys later. Peace.